Welcome to HealthTech Talk. This is where business, healthcare, and technology collide. Our host, Ben Chodor, interviews healthcare innovators and industry titans who are striving to make the world healthier with bleeding-edge human ingenuity. You'll hear it all on HealthTech Talk. Now, here's your host, Ben Chodor.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I am Ben Chodor, and you're listening to HealthTech Talk, broadcasting live from 640 WGST in the iHeartRadio studios and streaming worldwide on the iHeartRadio network. I have two amazing segments and one small extra segment today that I think is going to blow everyone away. I'm really excited. I mean, we're in the depths of April. Spring is in the air. Summer is coming. It's perfect time for health tech, and it's the perfect time to talk to our guests. My first guest is one of my favorite people in the entire world. I've had the privilege of meeting him a couple times. I love what he's done in this whole place of health and technology. His name is Dr. Dave Albert. He is the founder and CMO of AliveCor. It is an incredible company. Okay, not only is he a physician, he is the founder of 3 technology companies. I think he has 30-plus patents issued to him. He is a doctor, he's an entrepreneur, and he was just telling me before we went on the air, he had the privilege of meeting the great Woz and giving him one of his products. And to me, as a geek, it blows me away, and it gave him his nerd cred. So without any further ado, Doc, welcome to the show. How are you?
Thank you, Ben. I'm well, thank you, and I appreciate that intro. I have 47 patents now, U.S. patents, and a lot of international ones. So I've been hard at work here at AliveCor. So, but thank you for the wonderful introduction. And yes, yesterday I did get to meet the great Steve Wozniak and give him one of our devices, and he appreciated it.
Okay, so I just want our audience to know. So this device or this technology to me is the coolest thing, and it came out before all these apps and all these peripherals came out. He'll let you know in a couple seconds when it came out. But think about this. Take your iPhone, your device, you put a cover on it, and it becomes an EKG. And an EKG that has saved people's life. So I'm going to let you, Doc, can you explain to our audience what the product is and what it does?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. And today, while we developed it first, invented it for the iPhone first, today it works with virtually any Android phone too. So for those people that buy Androids, you're not left out by AliveCor. What I will tell you is that it's a very, very small, about the size of half a credit card and a couple of credit cards thick device, our latest, and only costs $75. You can buy it while it's an FDA cleared and CE marked, so it's got both European and U.S. medical device approval. You can buy it over the counter for $75. So it's really kind of a disruptive, revolutionary device, and it's a real medical device. So, you know, unlike most fitness devices or apps, which are very useful, our device is a medical device, and as you said, it's been used to diagnose people with serious problems. Dr. Eric Topol's diagnosed both heart attacks and serious arrhythmias on airplanes. And literally almost every day I get an email or a tweet from someone telling me how they used AliveCor on themselves or on a patient and the benefits it provided them. So it's very satisfying. And AliveCor is growing very fast. And we haven't even begun to scratch the surface of global distribution for our device, because today we're just in the U.S., the UK, Australia, New Zealand. We're going into India and Hong Kong, and the common theme of those is they all take English. Right. You know, they're all holdovers from the British Empire, basically. And so those are places we can go in while we work on localizing our application for other countries in other languages. But, you know, you hold it in your hands, and you get what's called lead 1 standard, the first lead on a 12-lead where they hook you up with all those electrodes. You get lead 1 of the ECG. It's stored. It's actually analyzed today on the smartphone and stored securely in the cloud and can be sent to your doctor or a contracted doctor we have virtually immediately, and you can get back into the app a professional interpretation of your rhythm if you have any concerns. So we really close the loop for the individual and allow them to monitor themselves. And unlike an app, just a regular app, most of our customers, the majority of our customers, are over 58 years old. That's not exactly the normal smartphone app demographic.
No, it's not.
So it's used by a lot of patients. Most of the people using it are patients or people with risk factors. And so it's truly what I call an M-medical device, Ben, as opposed to an M-health device. Yeah, we want to keep you healthy, but most of the time our device is used for people who already have a problem, and we're trying to help them manage it.
So that's incredible. So if I have a heart condition or if something's going on, I now have in my pocket, I have the ability to get my ECG wherever and whenever.
That's exactly right. We are when I first introduced the product, Scientific American included it in one of its 10 innovations 3 years ago, and they said it's the forever heart monitor, and that's quite frankly true. So we have people who've been using it since my first prototypes 4 years ago, basically daily, and we now have literally over 2.2 million ECGs in our secure cloud database. And just last month, March, we recorded 220,000. So what it shows is we have an exponential growth as people use it more and more, as physicians find more uses. And I can tell you, the leading medical centers in the United States and in the UK are routinely advising patients to get our device. Because as we all know, the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. And if those 2 points are a patient and their physician, the shortest distance is AliveCor for their heart information. And we take that very seriously, and we're very proud of what we've done. And for your audience, I just counted up how many scientific publications and scientific presentations we've had. And we have 26 in 3 years. Journal articles, peer-reviewed journal articles, and abstracts. And I think I would stand that up against any mobile health or digital health system. I think we are by far the most validated solution.
So Doc, what's the biggest difference between version 1 and the current version?
Much smaller. So it's literally, like I said, if you take a credit card and cut it lengthwise, it's that wide, and it's 2 credit cards thick. And instead of costing $199, it costs $75. And Ben, I had people at the recent American College of Cardiology come up to me and say, I bought it for $200 2 years ago. And I go, yeah, and how much did you spend for your first laptop?
That's right.
$3,000. I said, what did you spend for your last one? $500. And I said, do you think the last one is any more powerful than the first one? Yeah, about 50 times more powerful and 1/7 the price. I said, welcomes to Moore's Law. AliveCor is bringing Moore's Law to digital health.
I got to take a break in a second, but when I come back, I want you to tell me how you became a physician to an entrepreneur, and then also about your experience creating YouTube videos. It's time for me to take a commercial break. I want to thank everyone at 1-800 Public Relations for all their PR and media support, and everyone at Stream VPG, especially John, Jeremy, and Scott for all their help putting together this show, and everyone at 640 WGST. And we'll be back right after these messages from our sponsors.
Hey there. Need to buy a sectional today? Recycled Rooms has leather sectionals in red or black, only $475. Get them until they're gone. On the I-85 North Access Road off Jimmy Carter. Furniture up to 80% off retail? Yeah, that's good.
Hi, folks. Alan Thicke here, and you've probably heard, maybe from me, that if you owe the IRS money, they can do some scary things. Garnish your wages, levy your bank account, even seize your home or business. You add on the penalties and interest, and getting out of debt can seem impossible. Back taxes are for real. It's not a game. But the game changes when you have a team of tax experts on your side. The professionals at Optima Tax Relief can immediately protect you from aggressive collections. And for a limited time, the IRS is offering a tax debt forgiveness program. It's called the Fresh Start Initiative. With the help of Optima, you may qualify for a settlement that saves you thousands. Nobody knows the game better than the Optima team. Don't wait till it's game over. Let their experts coach you through this. It's a win-win. Call for your free consultation.
Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hi, I'm David Nicholas, wealth coach and financial advisor. We live in a world where billions can be lost in a second. Are your retirement accounts protected? Are you tired of your money barely earning 1% at the bank? Are you frustrated with the ups and downs of the stock market? There's a better way. I'll show you what we do for our clients to protect their principal and maximize their returns. So give us a call, 404-890-5606. We're going to give you 1 hour of our time and waive the cost. 404-890-5606.
When Jenny and I bought our home, we ignored our friend's advice. We didn't get a home warranty to help protect against expensive home appliance breakdowns.
It was Ken who ignored them.
I thought we'd risk it and cover the costs ourselves if something broke down.
Then our water heater died. Hundreds of dollars gone.
Yeah, well.
The next year, our refrigerator quit. Our washer needed repairs, and we had a plumbing nightmare.
Just bad luck.
But last summer, when our air conditioner packed it in...
I had to admit, enough was enough.
Oh, hallelujah.
Hallelujah indeed. Because when you get a home warranty from American Home Shield, they help pay your covered repair and replacement costs for you. So you get to protect more of your hard-earned money. Service requests are subject to a fee for each trade called. Some exclusions and limitations apply. Don't put it off any longer. Let American Home Shield help with your unexpected covered appliance repair and replacement costs. For valuable free information, call 1-800-500-5114. That's 1-800-500-5114. 1-800-500-5114.
Ever have one of those days when the clutch in your brain goes out, your mouth won't work, and you cannot find a good attitude to save your life? Hi, this is Jeff Foxworthy. When I have a bad day, I try to remember those kids that I have visited who are fighting cancer. Their little bodies are weak from battling this dreaded disease and from surgeries and cancer treatments, but they're not sad or down. Incredibly, they have this great attitude that they're going to beat the tar out of this monster, childhood cancer. They believe they'll survive. In their courageous hearts, they believe we, the grown-ups, will do something about this monster. They believe and trust in us. If these kids have the heart to keep fighting and living, then the rest of us must have the heart to help them. Your donation to Cure Childhood Cancer will help fund the life-saving research for kids who are battling and believing. It'll make your day. Donate at curechildhoodcancer.org.
Join host Ben Chodor every Saturday at 3 p.m. for HealthTech Talk. This is where healthcare and technology will collide. Tune in each week as HealthTech Talk innovators and industry titans strive to make America healthier with bleeding-edge human ingenuity on the HealthTech Talk Show, Saturdays at 3 p.m.
The Sully Show, Atlanta's live and local midday talk show. Monday at 12:06 on Talk Radio 640 WGST.
Welcome back, and if you're just tuning in, you're listening to Health Tech Talk, broadcasting from iHeartRadio Studios, 640 WGST, and streaming worldwide on the iHeartRadio network. With me is Dr. Dave Albert. He is the founder and CMO of AliveCor, a really amazing product that basically allows you to get your ECG, check your heart wherever you are using a smart device like your iPhone or an Android phone. I've known about the product for a couple years now. It is now over the counter. I think everybody should really look into a product like this, and especially, the only area, Doc, that I really am concerned about, my dad had triple bypass at age 40. He was a 3.5 pack a day guy, and the only doctor that I'm religious to seeing is my cardiologist, and it's why I work out religiously. So this really hits home for me. And what I wanted to ask you, from being a doc, how did you end up creating a product? How did you become an entrepreneur?
Well, actually, Ben, interesting. Like many things, it wasn't a planned, direct journey. It's a story like yours. I was in medical school. I had always wanted to be a cardiologist. I had never thought about anything else from a young age because my dad had heart problems. And he had a heart attack when he was 57, and that was in the 1960s when I was 12 years old. And so I was in medical school at Duke, and my dad had another heart attack, and I happened to be there, and he had bypass surgery, and I was there. I flew in a helicopter with him, and And afterwards, he was told to go out and exercise, cardiac rehab, and to exercise to a certain heart rate. And to be honest with you, my dad, I knew he wasn't going to be able to take his own pulse and measure his heart rate. And so I started looking at what kind of heart rate monitors. Well, this was 1981. You didn't have polar chest straps. You didn't have all these fancy smart watches and things. So one of my classmates at Duke Medical School had a friend who was an undergrad biomedical engineer with him at Duke. And he introduced me to this guy. I was in grad school, and I gave him $200 to try to build a heart rate monitor for my dad. And a few months later, he came to me with a circuit board full of wires, and he said, well, this is all I can do. And it didn't work, and it pissed me off. So, motivation, I went to the dean of the Duke Medical School and said, I'd like to go back and become an engineer. Wow. And I went to my dad and said, I think I can do this. And they let me. And so I went to biomedical engineering grad school at Duke. I became an engineer. I became an inventor, and I had 2 patents before I left Duke as both a doctor and engineer. Went back to Oklahoma, my home, to train, and then I had licensed several inventions, and then all of a sudden, nobody wanted to license what I thought was my best invention. So I said, well, hell, I'm going to have to start a company to do this. And I did. And that was 4 companies ago. And, sold my last one to GE and was chief scientist at GE Cardiology, and now have 47 patents. And, I didn't plan this, just like I didn't plan what happened to AliveCor. You asked me, how'd you get into making videos? And I had 15 prototype AliveCor ECG devices delivered to me on my 57th birthday, December 14th. And on December 30th, I was going to go out on a date with my wife the next day for New Year's Eve. And I went into my office, nobody there, and my 10-year-old had showed me how to make a YouTube video with a webcam. And I made a 4-minute unscripted, unpracticed video, uploaded it, and I happened to click the box that said upload to LinkedIn. I had no Twitter followers at the time, but I had about 200 or 300 LinkedIn followers. 2 days later, I had 300,000 views. I was called, it was the week before CES, I was called by Good Morning America and Fox and Friends and everybody. And the iPhone ECG, the AliveCor ECG, became a global viral sensation. Hundreds of thousands of views. I was on all the TV shows from CES, and the rest is history.
No,
now,
the audience should know, though. The audience should know that you were a YouTube sensation at the time. This was several years ago. So if this was today's numbers then, you would have had several million views in the beginning. This was phenomenal. It was one of those things you watched and you didn't believe that the product really did what you showed that it did.
Actually, that's a great story, because we were, my partners, who were 2 guys in Australia, Bruce Satchwell and Tim Barnett, were monitoring all the blogs all over the world. I wasn't. I was too busy giving interviews. And they called me up and said, we just Google translated this blog from Eastern Europe, from like Czechoslovakia, Slovakia. And they said, when we translated it, these guys were all debating. They were from a university saying, this isn't works. This is a lie. This is fake. You can't do that with an iPhone. It's impossible. And as a matter of fact, what the translation came out is iPhone ECG, fake as bitch. And so my daughter had a T-shirt made for me with the iPhone on it that has that in Slovak, iPhone ECG, fake as bitch. And I wear that as a badge of pride, because I think there are tens of thousands of patients who would tell you it's not fake.
No,
so
it is not fake.
So, we were at the beginning, and I'm the old man of digital and mobile health. Yeah. And people like Eric Topol and Leslie Saxon came to me because they didn't believe it either. And now they're not only good friends and research partners, but evangelists, and I don't pay them a dime. It's a wonderful thing, because like me, they understand what it can do to help people. Right. And as much as the money, we care about the helping people.
Exactly. And I only have a couple minutes left with you. So one of the things I wanted to ask you, remind our audience, where can they buy AliveCor? How do they get it?
Yeah, 2 ways. You can buy it actually 3 ways. You can buy it online from AliveCor.com. You can buy it online from Amazon.com. And you can buy it online from Omron.com. Mm-hmm. And Omron is our new distribution partner. People may know them. They make the blood pressure cuffs. So all 3 of those websites sell, and maybe later in the here, we might be in retail in certain appropriate places.
Wait, Doc, what's next?
There's a lot next. I can tell you, we at AliveCor are always working on new and innovative products, but I think we're going to bring heart health to the masses, Ben, and we appreciate you helping us evangelize that. Take care of your heart.
I always will. Really quickly, we have about 45 seconds left with you. Dr. Saxon told a story once, and I heard it, that she used your product on a tennis court. Is this true?
Absolutely. The young lady she was playing doubles with, the young lady collapses. She goes over, she says, well, she's on a tennis team. She puts it on her, and she has what's called SVT, and Leslie actually treats her there by applying pressure on her neck and gets her back into a regular rhythm. And Leslie calls me up. I can tell you, Leslie, Eric, and I have had some great stories of treating patients and using our device, and they happen every day all over the world. We're very proud of that.
All right. Thank you so much for taking time out of your crazily busy day. It's such an overachiever. It's amazing. I want to thank you. And I want to remind our audience, go to www.AliveCor, that's ALIVECOR.com. Check it out. It is really one of those amazing products that everyone should look at. Thank you very much for being on the show. So now I want to jump to